If I told you that a chainsaw was going to help save a bird facing extinction because of habitat loss, you'd probably think I was having a lend. But that's exactly what volunteer arborists are using to help the swift parrot. The big issue is lack of tree hollows, and the arborists think it's something they can help fix. Our reporter Natalie Whiting went with them.
We've got 32 arborists from the Victorian tree industry who have given up their weekend to come over here and hopefully save the swift parrot. It's a good vibe. The guys are really excited. A lot of them are here to learn as much as to contribute. So they're here to find out about hollow carving.
A short ferry ride from Tasmania's east coast, Bruny Island is a key battleground in the bid to save one of Australia's most endangered birds. There are only 2,000 swift parrots left in the world, and they only breed in Tasmania.
Swift parrots have only recently been uplisted to critically endangered, which is basically one step from extinction. So they're a bird that's in a lot of trouble.
Just again, can we have a hands up of who's done this before? Beautiful, thank you. I'm just going to do a quick demo.
One of the big problems is logging and deforestation has created a shortage of tree hollows for the birds to nest in. But now the chainsaw could be an unlikely saviour.
In these forests, there's a lack of big old trees, and those are the ones that have the natural hollows. So it can take up to 120 years for a natural hollow to form. So what we're doing by creating hollows in the live, younger trees is essentially mimicking that natural process.
And then we're going to carve a faceplate on this side.
This is the first time I've ever done a hollow like this. It's big for me because I've never really, I study environmental science in Melbourne. I've never really been able to combine the two passions, like the arb work and the enviro work at all. So this for me is like really nice to be able to do that and know we're actually doing something good by being in these trees and having a bit of fun.
The arborists put up their hands to help after more than 2,000 trees in another breeding site were illegally cut down by firewood collectors earlier this year.
I heard that and I thought, well, if there's not enough hollows around Tasmania for the swift parrot anymore, maybe it's something we can help out with.
This is just another tool, effectively, to give swift parrots more habitat. So this has never been tried before in Tasmania, to my knowledge, and certainly has never been tried for swift parrots. So this is a world first, and we really don't know what results we're going to get.
Dr. Diane Stojanovic and the team from the Australian National University will monitor the hollows over the breeding season. Earlier this year, the researchers installed nest boxes for the birds.
I'm so relieved and delighted to report that they do work. We've actually just only 2 days ago discovered the first ever record of a wild swift parrot laying its eggs in a nest box. And what was even more amazing was that there were 6 eggs, which is just a huge number for a swift parrot.
That's raising hopes for the Hollow project.
The odds are that if they use nest boxes, they're probably going to use these hollows as well. But it's really important to test that.
Yeah, this one just below me here.
Most of the hollows the arborists are carving here today are between 10 and 15 metres up the trees. So we're going to head up and have a look at one.
Lockie, one of the arborists, has just made this hollow, and we see you take the faceplate off, and this is really mimicking what a swift hollow parrot would be like. So on this side is an entrance hole, and what we can do is then slide this on. You see this is a nice thick faceplate, line it up, and essentially we've got a tree hollow.
In terms of the lifespan of a hollow like this, how long are you hoping this will be here for the parrots to nest in?
Okay, so we're really hoping this is going to last at least 50 or maybe even longer. 50 years or even longer. And it's, you know, compared to nest boxes, which are quite thin and wooden, you can see how thick and robust this is. The other thing we've done to try and increase the longevity is reduce some of the weight from above it. So hopefully this will be here, you know, in many generations.
We're at the beginning of the breeding season where eggs are going to be laid in the next few weeks. So now is the time that if this is going to work, it's going to work this year. So we should actually have some results pretty soon.
It's hoped success here could help save other threatened wildlife.
Australia has a lot of hollow-dependent species, so birds and mammals. So this technique could be applied to a wide range of species, especially some threatened species like the leadbitter's possum or the orange-bellied parrot could also benefit from this.
But ultimately, the best hope for the swift parrot is preserving old-growth forest.
Locally, these kinds of approaches might have a really useful approach for helping these birds, but at the big scale and into the long term, it's going to take conservation of enough habitat to make sure that this population is self-sustaining for free as opposed to for the kind of costs associated with these jobs.
It's been amazing, better than any of us expected. We're hoping that the scientific evidence proves the theory that this actually works. But we don't want this to be taken on board by the wrong parties. I don't want to have this project used as an excuse for logging more old-growth forest. It's really important that this is seen as a band-aid measure. This is what we do when there's no other option.